and thank you so much for joining me tonight. Are you one of those people that is having trouble with eating too many cookies or can't give up the candy bars at noon, or maybe even candy bars for breakfast, candy bars for lunch, candy bars for supper? So thanks for joining me tonight. We are going to do trigger foods and give up a food that has been pestering you. So last week we also did the foods and got some good feedback from some people giving up special venti berry chiller drinks and again, candy bars, sodas, those kinds of things are easy to give up. So I'm Holly Pitus. I am an emotion code practitioner, and that's what this show is all about, is what the emotion code can do for you. It works on a lot of different aspects of your being. And so thanks for tuning in tonight, because it's going to be on giving up your foods. Now, normally I have Amber Salembeer with me, and unfortunately she couldn't be here tonight. Unfortunate for me, but actually very good for her. She has a special family event going on. And so I do have to give a shout out to Amber. So hello, I hope you're enjoying yourself. And she is with one of my favorite new little people that I know, Charlie. So special hello to Charlie and also to Joshua. So I know you're having a good time with your mom. So hello, thanks for watching tonight. And it's also kind of special because tonight is number 7. Actually, I'm not sure which way it's straight. I think this is the way number 7 goes. So it's our 7th event tonight. So I am just going to do a little bit of a refresh on my page here and see if I can see who is joining us. And I am having trouble finding myself. So it's on here someplace. I will have to come back to that. So if you are new to the emotion code, I'd like to share a little bit about it with you. So the emotion code was a system that's developed by Dr. Bradley Nelson, and this is his original book that he had written in 2007. And in it, he discusses what he discovered as the emotion code and how our bodies trap these negative emotions, and those negative emotions just sort of ball up in us like a ball of negative energy, and then that can cause us problems. It can be something like triggering us to go and reach for that candy bar instead of taking a walk for stress reduction, or always you have a bad day and it's like, all right, so now I'm going to go do something. I'm going to have a drink. I'm going to eat a loaf of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and eat the whole loaf, or drink way too many sodas, drink way too many energy drinks, do all of those things that we know are not really good for us, but we reach for it because we think that it's an easy solution. So although it's been around since 2007, Dr. Nelson also updated his book just last year in 2019, and he went just a little bit further into it, talked more about some of his experiences over the last 12 years or so as he was using the emotion code. And so it's a good read. You learn some interesting information. He has a really great way of explaining how easy it is. It's a very elegant system. So there are ways that you can do some things on your own, or the easier and faster way is to work with a certified practitioner like Amber or myself. And so what we're doing tonight then too, let me just find my little note about how you would volunteer. And it is right here. So what I would need to have you do in the comments is say a yes that you volunteer. That gives me permission to work on you. And then I would like to have you also identify your trigger food. And I'm going to go into that a little bit more in a moment. And then if you can give a severity level of 1 to 10. So it could be that you're spending $20 at a coffee shop every day because you get 3 of their super caffeine drinks, or it could be that you're buying ice cream by the gallon and eating it over the weekend. Could be any of those things. So talk about whatever you think the severity level is. It would be what that number means to you, 10, of course, being the worst, and 1 being not quite so severe. You could pass it up. At a 10, you're going to get up out of bed and go to the store and make sure you've got some of it in your refrigerator, whatever that is. And so then as far as being specific for the food, you have to be really specific. That's just how the emotion code works. So you can't really say you want to give up soda, because you probably don't go to a restaurant and say, I'd like to have a soda with my meal. You will be very specific about the brand of soda that you want. You're either going to be a Coke drinker, or you're going to be a Pepsi drinker, or you want Orange Crush, or you want the Diet Dr. Pepper. So if we tell the emotion code that we're wanting to work on soda in general, it's probably not going to be effective. But when we say that you want to have, the Diet Dr. Pepper that comes in the little 6-ounce can, because that's the one that you like and that's the one that you reach for, that is how the emotion code can benefit you. And what happens is when you're working with the emotion code, you really have to do a couple of different things to have it be effective for you. So number one, you have to identify whatever the problem is. And for tonight, we're working on food issues. So again, it's not just soda, it is the exact brand that you have. And then you also have to give permission. So the way the emotion code works is that we are going to be asking questions of the subconscious, and it's not going to reveal anything wild or personal. It's yes or no questions that the answer is yes or no. And so we can find out that an event happened, but we don't know what the event is. So we don't know if the triggering event was something as severe as you were a victim of a crime or in a serious accident, or if it was something as minor as, an older sibling told you that you don't know what you're talking about when you were playing a game, and you just took that comment to heart, and it's left this negative trapped emotion. So that's a little bit how the permission works. And then also by giving permission, it allows me or whoever the certified emotion code practitioner is to work by proxy. So I can use the muscle testing and test on myself in order to arrive at the answers for you. Okay, I'm going to take a look here again and see if I can find my live. I'm looking. I don't know. I see the old ones. I am not seeing tonight. That makes it a little complicated. So let me see if I can refresh here. This is where doing it with Amber is really wonderful, because if one of us is looking for something, the other one can do some of the talking. So bear with me. Thank you so much. And I don't know, you know what? This is just one of those things that I'm going to have to learn how to do a better job with, because I am just not seeing it on my phone. So sorry for the people that are watching live, and oh, I take it back. I found myself. So I'm also located in the country. We have some slow internet, and by having to do the Zoom and the Facebook Live, it puts a lot of stress on the internet, and sometimes things just don't show up as easily as they could if I were in a big city. And so finally, yes, Juanita, hello. Thank you for joining me tonight. If there's anything I can do for you, I would certainly be very happy to. And so otherwise, I am going to continue a little bit with what the different steps are. So we have gone through identifying your problem, giving me permission, allowing me to work by proxy for you. And then again, the way I can do that is because I'm a certified practitioner. So I've studied with Dr. Nelson to learn the program and develop the skill. And then part of what we need to do for making the system work, because it all goes on energy flow and our bodies are dependent on a lot of water for making our bodies work optimally. So I need to make sure that I am hydrated. It's also very helpful if you as the volunteer can drink some water, makes it work a little bit better. And then also I'm going to use some kinesthetic muscle testing. And that's something that's a little bit new to a lot of people. And so what happens is the kinesthetic muscle testing is tied into our subconscious mind. And our subconscious mind works as like the master computer for our bodies and our minds. And so everything that has ever happened is filed in our subconscious, exactly like the hard drive on your computer. So anything that you've ever done on your computer and all of the programs that are running in the background, the stuff that really makes your computer work is all in that hard drive. And that is what our subconscious mind is for our bodies. So by being able to access the subconscious mind, that is where we can find kind of the root of whatever this negative emotion is that was triggered. And again, these are just simple yes or no questions. And so it's not in any way revealing. It's nothing that you have to be embarrassed about. It's nothing that the practitioner is going to be able to find out that you wouldn't want general public people to know. So again, we can identify that an event happened. We can identify that the event was meaningful to you, but we don't know what the event is. And so that way you can protect your privacy. You can feel if this is something really personal or something that you just have a lot of difficulty talking about, you don't have to go into the details, and nor will I be able to learn what that is. So it's kind of safe, it's kind of easy, and it's a really elegant system. So then as we get into working together, what I also do is I check to see how severe that issue is for you. So if you're reaching for the Snickers bar and you only do it on Tuesdays and it's not such a big deal, but you realize that you're doing it on Tuesdays just after your general staff meeting, you might consider that to be a level 10 or level 8. We like to know what the level of severity is, because then as you start, we have a place to start, and then we can see what the progress is for how we're releasing those trapped emotions. And then we use the emotion code chart, and I'll show you that in a moment. And that's really the key to the whole system, is being able to ask the questions, identify the emotion, and then we release it. And so what we do with releasing this negative trapped emotion is we negate the energy of it. And what we do is we use magnets. And so because our energy systems are working all around us, what we can do is take the magnet, and it just, like I said, it negates it. It's almost like stripping a credit card. For if you run a magnet over the credit card, you're going to erase all of the information on there. And so this is the same way that we use the governing meridian, and we release, we just change the energy system, and we're able to release this negative trapped emotion. In looking at the emotion code chart, I do have one behind me, but also here's just a small one. And honestly, I'm not sure if that is going to show up for you with the printing forwards or backwards, but what it is it's the emotions that are divided into 2 columns, 6 rows. There's 5 words in each of the little boxes, and they're tied into an area of your body, but then they're also they're also sort of grouped. So for example, one of the groups has anxiety, despair, disgust, nervousness, and worry. And so you can think that there's maybe not that much difference in terms of how you're feeling. If you're feeling a little anxious, are you feeling a little nervous? Are you feeling kind of worried about something? And the beauty of the system is that it can pinpoint which one of these it really is. Sometimes you would describe yourself as being worried, and the emotion code will describe yourself as being anxious. And so by targeting that single trapped emotion, we are able to then identify it, release it, and then I want to use the word, it's almost like magic, but it's really not magic, it's a skill. And it just releases it. So a lot of times people wonder how they're going to feel when they are releasing or after they've had a session. So they wonder how they're going to feel after the session. And people can feel, again, any number of emotions. So people may feel a little excited, they may feel tired, they may feel tingly, they can feel giggly or giddy. And sometimes people don't feel anything. And so it's just pretty amazing. Sometimes you can have an immediate sensation. So we can release one of the foods tonight. And if you have some in your refrigerator, you can go take a bite of it or take a sip of it. And maybe you'll think this tastes really great, but I don't really need to finish it. Some people taste it and they're like, wow, that used to be my favorite, and I don't think I want to have any more of it. So it's just sort of, it's interesting how it reacts with every person. And just trying to refresh here. And this is, there we every person go. And I need to, Lauren. So nice to see you. Hello. All right, so great. We have Juanita and Lauren, and I'm finally figuring out how to refresh my page. So thank you for being patient with me. I'm wondering too, if either of you would like to volunteer. Again, all I would need to have is your name and the food you'd like to give up. By giving me, by typing in yes and the food that you give up, then I can take that as your permission to do so. Otherwise, beforehand, I had spoken with John, and he is willing to give up some of his sodas. So used to be he would drink 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, and he is now finding himself buying the tall bottles in the 6-packs, and he's, you know, twice a week going out and buying 4 to 6 6-packs and just essentially sucking them down. Pretty easy to do if you think about drinking. If you open your soda in the morning and then you have another one with lunch, and then you have another something to drink early afternoon, and then maybe later afternoon, and then again with supper, it's very easy to go through a 6-pack or a 12-pack in a day. And so he is drinking Pepsi Zero. So we can't do just sodas. We're not going to do Cokes. We're not going to do Pepsis. We're going to do the Pepsi Zero. And so I am going to work on John first. Lauren, I see that you are also interested in giving up the Hershey's Nuggets with toffee and almonds. Okay, that is a specific answer. And thank you, Lauren, because that is, that's exactly how it's got to work. That it is a specific identification. So thank you. So let me get started with John, and then I will work on you, Lauren. And so now when I do this, of course, I have to drink my water. And first what I do, John had contacted me before the session tonight, and so he said, yes, I have his permission. And so what I'm going to do is I use my muscle testing. And so this is something, it looks very different if you've never seen it before. But for people that are familiar with the emotion code or with the kinesthetic testing, it's a very common and accepted skill to be using. So what I do is I'm like barely touching my fingers together, and I will ask a question, and if the question is yes, there's a very firm, it's almost like a block bridge. And then if the answer is no, I can slip it right through. And this, like I said, it's almost, I could be holding a butterfly between my fingers here. It's a very, very light touch. And so by asking the questions, it's very simple to make the connection with the person, ask the questions, we identify the emotions, and then we release it. So that is what I'm going to be doing. And since Amber is not here with me tonight, I'm going to be doing it out loud. Normally I kind of really focus and get kind of quiet with it. But tonight I will try to talk you all the way through it. So first I want to ask if I can connect with John, and yes, I can connect with him. I know I am John, yes. And so, and then I like to ask just some other odd question just to double check. So is the sky purple? No. Okay, so with John, so are there any trapped emotions that are contributing to my desire for drinking Pepsi Zero? Yes. Are these emotions that I could release? Yes. Is there more than one? Yes. Are they in column A or column B? They're in column A. And is it even? Is it odd? It's even. Is it row 2, row 4, row 6? Row 2, row 4, row 6. Let me just drink a little bit more water. Sometimes if I'm having to do it out loud and concentrating on all of these different things, I can lose track a little bit. So, okay. So it's in column A, the trapped emotions. Is it row 2, row 4, row 6? Okay, it is definitely row 2. Is there more than one in row 2? Is there more than one in row 2? Is it A2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? So it's just the 2. So it is anxiety, it's despair, it's disgust. Okay, so we're releasing anxiety. And so now this, also these words just sound so big, but we don't know if it's anxiety over some trivial thing that happened when he was 2, or if it was a major thing that happened when he was 20. We have no idea. And it actually doesn't matter. What in connecting with the subconscious knows what this is. And so that's where the focus is going to go. So releasing this anxiety, is it mine? Is it someone else's? It's mine. Okay. So I'm going to use the magnets. I'm going to release anxiety. I'm also going to release any hidden anxiety, releasing the trapped anxiety. And just to double check, I will also release any stress compound anxiety, releasing any absorbed anxiety, and releasing any vibrational resonance of anxiety. All right, so did I release the anxiety that was causing me to want to drink all of the Pepsi Zero? Yes. Is there any more? No. What was it the level before? Was it 10, 9, 8? It was it 10, 9, 8, 7? So was it an 8 before? And what is it now? Is it a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Is there any more? Is there any more that I need to release at this time? Are we good to go? All right, so can I disconnect from John? Yes. Am I back to being Holly? Do we have everything? So John will release and heal on his own. And I did not observe anything. No, okay. All right, so good. All right, so John, I know you're going to tune in later and watch the replay, so I hope everything is going well. You're going to know tomorrow or even tonight, if that craving for the Pepsi Zero or the addiction to it or the constantly wanting to reach for it and go buy multiple packs of it, you're going to know right away if it's going to be released. So good luck to you. I'm going to drink a little bit of water here, and then I'm going to start on Lauren. Okay, Lauren, and I'm also going to try to refresh if I can. I'm going to try that. Okay, good. It's working. All right. So Lauren, if you're ready to go, if you can drink a little bit of water, that would be great. I'm hoping, I don't know, do you have a bag of Hershey's Nuggets with toffee and almonds sitting right next to you? I hear they're super good if you put them in the refrigerator or the freezer, but you probably won't be doing that anymore. And so let me just refill my water here. I'm going to get started then while I reach. Pardon me. Thank you for bearing with me. So there's, some of this going live on Facebook, which works beautifully, and it's, it's fun and it's clever and everything goes really smoothly. And then all of a sudden you can just have a blip. So it can be a little bit more complicated, but yes, Lauren just said that they are in the fridge, yes. So good place to keep them. I'm hoping after today, you can give them away to somebody and not feel like you want to eat anymore. All right, so Lauren, I'm going to try to connect with you. Lauren Alexandra, am I able to connect? Yes. How you know I'm Lauren. Okay, so Lauren is interested in eating these Hershey Nuggets with toffee and almonds, and she loves to keep them in the refrigerator and enjoy them all the time. I bet you're reaching for them probably a couple of times a day at least and buying bags and bags and bags. And Halloween is coming up, and if you buy bags now, they're never going to last until Halloween. So let's see what we can do about releasing them. All right, so are we willing to release them? Yes, we're able. It's safe. Is it safe for me to release? No, it's not. Is there a trapped emotion that's making me feel unsafe about releasing them? Yes. Is it in column A? Is it in column B? It's in column A. Is it row 2, row 4, row 6? Row 2, is it more than one item in row 2? Yes. Is it all of row 2? Is this hidden? Is it trapped? Is it mine? Is it someone else's? It's mine. Okay, so we're going to be removing these trapped emotions. So removing anxiety, removing despair, removing disgust, removing nervousness, removing worry, removing any hidden anxiety, any hidden despair, hidden disgust, hidden nervousness, hidden worry, any compound stress of anxiety, removing any compound stress of despair, compound stress of disgust, compound stress of nervousness, compound stress of worry, releasing any absorbed anxiety, releasing absorbed despair, releasing absorbed disgust, releasing absorbed nervousness, releasing absorbed worry, releasing any vibrational resonance of anxiety, releasing vibrational resonance of disgust, releasing vibrational resonance of despair, releasing vibrational resonance of nervousness, and releasing vibrational resonance of worry. Okay, so we're also going to make it safe. Is it okay? Make it safe, make it okay, make it worthy. Do a belief, do a willingness to release. hopefully. Okay, so Lauren, I'm just wondering, as I was doing that, did you feel anything? Sometimes people feel tingly, they get hot, they get cold, they sneeze. I mean, it's really that, you know, you can have some sort of physical reaction. All right, so with eating the nuggets before, those Hershey nuggets with toffee and almonds, what was the severity of reaching for them? Going into the fridge, getting them, was it a 10, 9, 8, 7? It was an 8, okay. And so what is it now? Is it a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0? Okay, so Lauren, I'm thinking that we are done. Are we done? Is there any more? Are we ready to release? So Lauren is ready to release and hold all of her spiritual energy together. And I am ready to release and disconnect. So am I Lauren? Am I Holly? Am I Holly? Am I free? Yes. Okay, so Juanita also is giving me a comment. She's saying, wow, so you can delete something that I've loved my entire life. This is amazing. Thank you for your comment, Juanita. Yes, it actually is amazing. And, you know, I think the really interesting thing is that once you have given up one of these foods that it used to be your go-to food, it would be like, if you see it, you buy it and you eat the whole bag. And you can see it, you can think, yeah, I don't really have to buy it. Or sometimes you do, just because you're so used to buying it. And so you buy it and you start eating it and you think, yeah, this is really no big deal. There are people that have given up things like, you know, coffees or lattes or other candies or sodas. And just out of habit, they'll think, okay, I'm going to have one. And then they start eating it or drinking it, and then they're just not even interested in finishing it. I've also heard of some people that have wanted to cut back. So they just, you know, instead of drinking coffee every day, they just wanted to have it as like a Sunday morning beverage. And then they find out that they're just not interested whatsoever. So it's pretty amazing. And so Lauren is saying, thank you, Holly. So thank you, Lauren. I hope that this is really successful for you. Please touch base with me later in the week. Let me know how you're doing. And I'm certainly hoping that that bag of Hershey's nuggets is going to stay in your refrigerator until you have some company over, and then they will eat the rest of the nuggets because you just will not be interested in them. And so I do want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. I think we're just about out of time. And so thank you so much. So Amber normally is with me, and we have been doing these Facebook Lives on Monday night, but special announcement, we are moving to daytime. And so this is pretty clear here, I think. So we're going to move to noon on Eastern time, 9 o'clock Pacific. We're going to keep it on Mondays. And so you will find us. I'm Holly Pitus from Get Feeling Better, both .com and Facebook. And then also Amber Salembier. Amber's also not only a certified emotion code practitioner, but she's also a body code practitioner. And she is with Knots Untied Within. And again, that is both Facebook and .com. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you can come and join us again next Monday. Not sure yet what the topic's going to be, but it should be something fun. If you have any ideas, you can leave a post on either my Facebook page, The Get Feeling Better, or at Knots Untied Within. Have a wonderful week, and we will just see you next time. So thank you.